Garuda, what are you doing in there? Go. There you go. The adults are talking. Our friends, the very island itself, everyone and everything. No, it avails us not to speculate. Urianger will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns etheric fluctuations which we had previously attributed to good King Mogamog XII. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the Twellswood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Celia? Celia? I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees, hailing from Ul'dah this time, are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the 7th heaven, awaiting a formal response. Oh. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet them at once. Celia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Huh. Sidurgu, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Okay. Refugees, huh? This time from Ul'dah. It doesn't sound good. So let's go find out what's going on. And maybe we can solve this problem. Wondering what's going on here. But I guess it's the whole if you build it, they will come kind of situation. Which was to be expected, I guess. And since they heard that Revenant's Toll was taking Doman refugees, they figured they could get a hand on it. They could get a hand on it? I don't know. Get in on the action. Or get while the getting's good? I think that's it. Sometimes I'm not good with phrases. But oh well. So, Draggle-tailed? I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Vinfilia, and I lead the Scions of the 7th Dawn. Jove be praised, it is you! We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, Antecedent. I ain't so good with words. I know the feeling. We've been living off the scraps of Ul'dah for years. Trying to piece together a life to replace the one that got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run, the only question was to where, and then it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So you'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been afflicted by the calamity. And so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your backs on us? No. I might have a word. Tataru, is that amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphino has been wounded. What? How? Is it what? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the Flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Seven hells, now the Blades have an excuse. Now they'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please, if you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady? We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding the riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphino and quickly. If he is in danger, or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papa Limo will see to it. Alphino is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Sidurgu. Whoa. Well, that took a turn that took an odd turn. People are rioting in the streets? Because they're not being treated fairly? Impossible! I was trying to sound sarcastic. Not sure if that came out so well. Anyway. Oh, and click that. Ethernet. Adventurers Guild. Alright. That was interesting. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of this. Probably. Yeah, we will. Why am I getting so laggy? I have no idea. Must be a lot of people online. Probably.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist.
What's with Blondie's hair? That's just, look at that.
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers, while more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry.
Oof, tensions.
The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
So what can we do about it? As I told you before, it is all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur between the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may have not begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Rauban has to say upon the matter. Why I didn't just warp to the Aetheryte Plaza, I have no idea. So we turn this way, and in here to the Hall of Flames. Now it's not a good time, Sudergu. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alfino, back on your feet already? You may credit my swift recovery to your chirurgeons. My memories of the riot are somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine. Given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions between the Uldan citizenry and the refugee populace have increased since the Dolmens were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. What of those who not even have a single guild to spend, who could not survive without the aid provided by the Immortal Flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Ooh. Very well, my point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. Investigate... We do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. Then I guess we gotta investigate on our own. The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monitors would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have more faith in your abilities, Sidirgu. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at a request for information, but I've no doubt you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Good idea. So let's talk to Swift. You look at this as though you have something to say, Sidirgu, do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. Maybe an able individual may be better suited to this task than a regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. And that's in Central Thanolin, right outside Blackbrush Station. Okay. So we teleport there. And go this way. Oh yeah, these people. Okay. What brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well then, you've come to the right place. Ah, you mean those refugees. Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation, and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like that merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. A friend of the Sultanate, are we? Take it this means someone has spread my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest idea. You haven't the foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka. He will explain everything. Okay. And I suppose he's in the cave back here. What's that one? Oh. Ah, don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. I beg your pardon. You're not Flame? I see. If Leofric bid you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. Tell to be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the Flames are on the march. The others have fallen under that fanatic's spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed? Ha! A childish fantasy. Ooh. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent and you'll understand why. Even now, he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I have no doubt that Merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. What are you doing? Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Oh, Jesus! Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Oh, poor guy. Alright. That's soothing? It's a comforting emotion? Jeez. Who are you? What do you want? Aye, it's true. I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed the cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into 2 groups and sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing, and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and... God, it's the other group. They're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Oh, hey, item level 110 earrings. Interesting. The other refugees are hiding in the caves south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They'd sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. Pox and all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. If only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though if they were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that their strongest warriors are no match for one man. Yep, then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Okay. Doesn't sound too difficult. I mean, how strong can these twins be? Hopefully they're not as bad as those Sahagin from the last episode. Ugh. Then again, I did get mobbed thanks to Garuda. Hopefully there's gonna be a way to... There's gotta be a way to avoid that. So I believe they're in here. Yeah, see... Yep, there they are. Seven hells, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is that it? Sorry to disappoint you, lad, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. Yikes. Alright. Oh, and there's more of them, man. Wait, did he stun Garuda? Uh-huh. No. Okay. I got a little herring. You beat him like it was nothing. Saul Almighty, what are we gonna do now? I hope you learned your lesson. Now good day, sir. That wasn't so hard. I think. Well, that last round was kind of might have given me a little bit of trouble. You've returned. Did you find my brethren? What of the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better than a handful of them take a beating from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? Huh? But where else would he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others. As I recall, he wished to approach the refugees there as well, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must be endured before it ends? Find him. Convince him to cease his mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. Stone's Throw? Oh, it's all the way outside of Old Ah. Sheesh. And what's up with the sandstorm? What's going on? What are those? What? That doesn't make sense. Anyway. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of refugee situation going on here. And it's only likely to get worse. But we gotta figure out what the cause is, and this merchant is our best bet. So, why am I looking here? Why did I hit that? I don't know. I do random things sometimes, I have no idea why. So this is Stone's Throw? Hopefully I don't get attacked by anybody else. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ul'dah. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when you said that. I didn't like it when you talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Lots of people left with the man after that, but no one's come back. To the hollow... Oh, wait. Make it easier for me, just... teleport. Instead of just running inside, using the thing and all that stuff. Let's save some time. See how much we can get done today. And yeah, we are officially in 2.3, so things are getting good. Of course, we still can't do summoning stuff. Summoner quests. Or Scholar, for that matter. Welcome back, Sidirgu. Have you learned aught of interest? You persuaded a gang of refugees to lay down their arms? The Flame General will be pleased to learn of this. Thus so, these other revelations, you must apprehend this treasonous snake at once. This merchant was not only publicly has not only publicly incited sedition within the Sultanate, but gone so far as to provide material support to would-be belligerents. It galls me that his role in the uprising should have escaped our notice for so long. Yet I can well imagine why it did. Rightly or wrongly, those with whom he consorts do not trust us. Alas, trust is not easily gained, even in times of peace. We must nevertheless try, for I believe it is only with the cooperation of the refugees that we will catch our quarry. And so I would have you continue your investigation in Pearl Lane. We know that the merchant sought to recruit the people of Lost Hope and Stone's Throw, so it seems reasonable to assume that he may have approached the residents of Pearl Lane as well. After all, the first riots occurred within the city itself. Most, if not all, will refuse to discuss this subject with you, but there is one who may be willing to do so, a man named Lambert. He too has his misgivings about us, but I believe he understands that these riots do little to further his people's cause. Or so it would seem. So where do I have to teleport to? I think it's the Weaver's Guild. Right? Yeah. Ethernet. Weaver's Guild. And we go this way. Lambert. Found you. First comes man with the promise of deliverance, seeing your suffering firsthand, and it will bear no longer, says he. Your friend, your ally, your comrade in arms. Take his hand, and he will guide you to a better tomorrow. Then comes a soldier with the promise of justice. Follow a man who came before at your peril, says he. For they who sow the winds shall reap a whirlwind. The man's no saint, any fool can see that. We're but tools for his task to be used and discarded. As for the soldier, he thinks only of his mission. He's more honest than the man, but every bit as ruthless, make no mistake. With whom shall I cast my lot? Neither, says I. As far as I'm concerned, you're no better than the bastard you pursue. Now the soldier is thinking how else he might get what he wants. He's tried the diplomatic approach and failed. Mayhap a firmer hand is needed. Mayhap he needs to make an example of this Alamegan scum like he did those 5 fools from Lost Hope. Well, you'll get no justification from me, soldier. If that's what you're waiting for. I'll not raise my hand against you. Neither will I lend a hand to help you. Not that it makes any difference. The gods seem bent on granting your every bloody wish. There you are, Lambert. Have you given any thought to my proposal? Oh, hey, hi. There he goes, towards the gate of the fall. Go and claim your prize for coin and country. This guy is such a sheesh. So he went this way, eh? Their names look suspicious. Where'd he go? Oh, he's over at the dispatch yard? Why is he there? What's with all these people with just random letters for names? What's going on? Oh, there he is. Found you. You again? Why are you pursuing me? Because you're selling weapons to refugees? Sedition, treason, revolution? That's preposterous. Who's filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The selfsame refugees who terrorized the streets of Ul'dah? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. You have a testimony? No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. Really? For the sake of argument, let's say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I give a Kieran's arse about politics. It was only business. It was business. Only business. Come on. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. We both know I'm not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell everything... Well, I shall tell you everything. Oh! Damn! What's all this commotion? 7 hells. Aw, they look so adorable when they're shocked. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Am I gonna go investigate that hill now? Or am I just gonna go and report this? Let's speak with the stone torch. Hold it, Adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. This man was responsible for the recent riots? Maybe he owes murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it is obvious you are not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. Oh, I just report it. Well, I guess if the stone torches are searching, it shouldn't be that much of a problem. It's the brass blades you have to look out for. I'm sorry, how can it be sunny within the city if there's a sandstorm going on outside? That just doesn't make sense. I mean, seriously, that's a bit odd. What news, Sudoku? Where's the merchant? Dead. Murdered? Damn it all to the 7th hell. He was not simply murdered, Sudoku, he was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. How so? Oh, hang on. What? Really? Want better intelligence, but I have better... nah. Oh. The Flame Generals left word that you were to proceed to the Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries, as well as the result of our own investigation. Master Alfino has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray, proceed to the Royal Promenade and with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Ah, and I bet this is a cutscene. Ethernet. Chamber of Rule. Right, the Royal Promenade is just that little stretch leading up to the Fragrant Chamber. Wait a second. Monsieur and Craya. Ah! Oh. Incredibles reference. I see that. I see what you did there. So I wonder what's going on now. We've been expecting you, sir. Please proceed inside. That's it.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room.
Okay.
The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters.
What?
It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
So I don't see the problem.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean Alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
Oh, there's the problem.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Oh, what now?
Pardon?
An Oligon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Oligon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
So we need to find a way to settle this fast. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought of that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intended to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? They even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. You are, of course, the best Scion situated to this task, Private Genek. Do take a moment to visit Maelstrom Command and make inquiries at the earliest available opportunity. Begone, whelp. There's no place for children. Hey! I'm sorry. Aw. It's that girl from before. was looking for you, mister. People said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? So he visited Stone's Throw as well. I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Aw. Of course, but first I must needs finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by that pillar over there. We require but a moment. Aw. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. Aw. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an Aether-starved primal, even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. You must hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Sidergu, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the 12's Wood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. Interesting. The 12's Wood? Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I have received no reports of XIV activity, which leaves the Sylphs? Go, Sidergu, you know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that, while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. Okay. Just don't go dying on us. You silly person. So, if we're already going to face the primal of this patch, I guess that means I'm going to be stopping it now and doing the special tomorrow. Then the next episode. That's pretty quick. No. Oh, never mind. So yeah, that's interesting. But what are we gonna do? Yeah, I think this is gonna be the end for now. Because if we got the primal to take care of, that's gonna mean the next special is gonna be tomorrow. Which I just said. So why am I saying it again? I don't know. That was fast. I mean, we did do a bunch of story. So we have that to look forward to. And then next time we've got... Oh. There's a herald. It was a relief to see you healthy and hale, Sidergu. The latest news from Woldaz was most disturbing. Yeah, but Alfino's fine, so you don't have to worry about him. Clearly, the only injury Alfino has suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. And... Lord of Levin. Yep. So, it's not much of a spoiler, but the next primal we're facing is Ramu. Which happened pretty fast, now that I'm thinking about it. So tomorrow's gonna be that stuff. Anyway. Guess we'll See you then. Later.